Yeah, the biggest thing is like if you look at me, like I was watching the old Muhammad Ali, George Foreman. I watch them on YouTube sometime, the old boxing matches, and it came up in my feed one day. I'm looking at it, and to me, when I remember being a kid watching those guys, they were the giants. They were like. But then when I listened to them announce them, they were like 217, 212. Well, I raced at 218. I was bigger than my heroes. Like, whoa. And so when you go into the doctor and you still kind of look, you still got your muscle shape, your form. You might not have all the abs that you used to have, but doctors looking at you like this guy's strong, nothing wrong with him, he's good. And so people will discount the athletes' struggles because you don't look like you're struggling. But what they don't know you wake up with vertigo. They don't understand. Like you have to really, and it's so hard. Like a lot of the symptoms, they look like something else. There's always something else it looks like. And I say for the families, like, um, don't discount. Like, for example, I remember telling people, like, guys, I have problems with my memory. Like, sometimes I go in the room and I just can't remember what I go there for. I can't find this and most people will tell you, oh, I do that too. So they just minimize it. And so that person does not feel like they're probably not being heard. And they eventually, you start to lose hope. Like I have more people contacting me now. Like this one guy, I remember when I first started my TikTok channel, it was a hockey player found me. He said he had one suicide attempt already. He had planned on committing suicide the night he found the article about me fighting back. And he just called this man I never met before. Like we exchanged numbers. He called me, he says he's just falling, like, and it's calling me his hero and all these things. But the truth is, like, I'm just spreading the news that I know, and I'm just fighting because like it was too late for me when I filed the case. I never asked for anything for myself. I told my lawyers to just take care of my guys and warn that next generation. And then I asked him one more thing a couple times. I was like, if something happens to me, does the case go on? You'll still help everybody, right? And he's like, yes. So I was back on them knees, just like, all right, please, just it's my time, please. Let's, I did what I was supposed to do. But guess what? My lawyers turned on me. They turned on us, and so I think that's why I had to stick around to finish this process. Because instead of them fighting to give us medical coverage or anything, the offer that came from the Olympic team was to only uh, evaluate us, no treatment, no money for treatment. And I asked the judge the other day, I said, what good is the treatment? I mean, what good is the evaluation if I can't get treatment? Like they just want to document us dying or like what's the intention of this? And then my lawyers are like, well, this case has only been about uh, medical monitoring. So I produced the email they sent me. And I took it to court with me. I showed it to the judge. I said, Your Honor, it says medical monitoring and care for life. That's what this paper says. I said, there's no care at all in this offer. It's just they want to document us dying. Like, and so that's kind of where we are with that. And what I learned from that is like I don't expect them to do the right thing. They didn't when they came back and didn't want to warn the new generation. I already knew who I was dealing with, right? Uh, that's number one. So it's kind of like asking your abuser to come back and make you feel better. Like, no, they're an abuser. That's what they do. They're not here to make you feel better. So I can't expect them to help us. And so that's why I said, once I found help, I'm just trying to help everybody. And my thing is, I want to do it complimentary. I want to do it for free. I don't want to put a burden on the family with costs. And I don't want anybody making life decisions about coming to get treatment, especially if you get to that part where you get so dark and you can't get up off that ground. Like that's when you're a danger to yourself or somebody else. Because I've walked those steps already. I know what they are. And to be honest, let me go 30 days without treatment, and I'll go right back there. And it's just, man, it's a brutal part of life now. It is. But I'm doing better, and I'm feeling better, and I focus on the positive parts.